Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for the confirmation. Okay. Before I begin this session, let me introduce myself. My name is Praveen. I have around 16 years of working experience both on Oracle EBS as well as Oracle Fusion products. Okay. I worked on implementation, support, updates in different releases in terms of EBS as well as Fusion applications for the SCM as well as procurement. Okay. Today I'm going to give you an overview of Fusion applications. I'm going to show you what are the features, what are the benefits, what exactly is Fusion applications, and I'm going to show you the features of product. And in case if you have any questions, can you contact me, please ask me. Okay. Okay. The agenda for today's session will be cover the basic concept of Fusion product. What is Fusion applications? What are the features and benefits of it? And then we'll see overview, not the deep overview of inventory or documented or what are the concepts. How is it? What are the different features of
Sorry for the interruption. Hi Praveen, this is Madhu here.
Yeah, Madhu, tell me.
Some noise is coming in between, like your sound is echoing. I mean, it's not that much clear.
I'm not on speaker. I'm using headphones. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm in a closed room. Okay, let me adjust my volume.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
One second.
Praveen,
Alright.
this is Dhruv.
Yeah, Dhruv, tell me.
Yeah, same here. The audio quality is not that good. I mean, what we are.
Is it better now?
There is a lot of interruption.
Because
Yes, much better.
Much better, right? All right. Okay, fine. Okay, so guys. In case if you have any questions, please pause me. Okay, and I'll take the questions. All right. In case if you don't have any questions, please go on mute so that we don't have any background issues. All right. I'll start with the Fusion introduction. What is Fusion applications? Now, these days you're listening a lot of terminology, Oracle Cloud, Oracle Fusion applications in the market. Okay, now Oracle is a company. Okay, they do a lot of product innovations, product new concepts, right? Now they acquired a lot of products. At the same time, they developed their own in-house ERP systems. Now, if you see, Oracle EBS is one of the major products which they developed. Okay, and apart from that, they also acquired PeopleSoft, JD Edwards. Okay, they acquired a lot of other ERP tools, right? Now, what they did, they took some of the best practices and they took the customer feedback, and what they did, they built a new product entirely from scratch. Okay. So the main agenda or the main thing why they want to develop this new product is that they want to give a better product to the customer. Okay. Some of the some of the main advantages why people or customers are moving towards cloud is customers can save a lot of money in terms of cost on infrastructure. Okay. Now customers don't have to buy the infrastructure. Everything is maintained in cloud, and Oracle is going to do all that maintenance in cloud. Okay. So companies gain a lot of money in terms of not using the infrastructure. Okay. Then the product is built with high security. That's the major priority why people our customers are moving towards cloud. Okay, and the product is built on standard-based architecture. Okay, as I said earlier, there are some of the best practices using Oracle cloud applications. Okay, and customer has a choice of deployment whether they want to go to hybrid cloud or public cloud or private clouds. Now, some of the out-of-the-box features what Oracle Cloud is offering. Social. This is a new tool or new feature that has been introduced in Fusion applications. Okay, the main advantage of using social is that now you can collaborate, you can communicate with your colleagues, your suppliers, so that you can increase the rapid communication purpose. Now, let's say if you see Facebook or LinkedIn, right? What you can do, you can post something on the page and people start responding to that, or you can follow some of the people, some of the posts, right? Same way, in future, you can start your own conversation, or in case, let's say, for example, you're working on a purchase order. Now you want to get some information about the item, or maybe you want to get some information about the supplier. So rather than sending email, calling the people, right? What you can do, you can start your own conversation. Okay, so they can invite the people to chat. Maybe you can invite your supplier administrator. You can invite your buyers, so that you can start the conversation and speed up your communication. Okay, you can share your files. You can share. It can be audio files, video files, or it can be your Word files, or any files. You can share it, and people can start responding to them. Okay, and you can download this in apps from the app stores, and you can also use this as a communication device, right? So social is a very innovative and new feature that is introduced. Okay. We have a separate session for social network. What are the features? How you can use social network? Who can connect social network? How can share and how can create your own folder, so that you can give access to respective folders to a specific person. Okay. Then you have reporting. Reporting is very flexible, very easy. In case if you want to develop your own reports, you can do that. What you can do, you can write a piece of code, and you can take that output and you can build your own reports. Okay, it's very flexible here. It's called as OTBI reports, or the transaction business reports. Right now, let's, for example, now you're doing a data conversion activity. Now you're doing a data conversion activity, and you're loading on and balance. Right now, you want to see how many items have been loaded. Okay, and you want to build a report, so that you can compare the business data as well as your loaded data. From instance, what you can do, you can write a piece of code, and system gives the output, and you can take that output and you can build a report using that code. And what you can do, you have an option. You can convert that output to HTML file, PDF file, or Excel files. Okay, so normally we use Excel file to do the audit between two different files, right? So Oracle has so many features in terms of reporting. Okay, and you can restrict who can view these reports. Okay, and where you want to place these reports. Okay. Then you have everyday file-based data import. So Oracle came with this new feature. It's a very nice feature, where in case if you want to reduce your data conversion activity, right, then you use everyday templates, file-based data imports. Maybe it can be your sales orders, customers, purchase orders, items, on and balances, or inventory transactions, right? So when you're going for new implementation project, you can use all these templates to load your business data into applications. You don't have to write any queries or codes. All you can do, you can download these seeded templates from Oracle repository websites, and depends upon what components you want to load, you can download those components, and they are spreadsheets, ideally called as. Okay, they are spreadsheets, and you can download these spreadsheets, and you enter the business data, and you upload it into applications. Okay, so you run three programs: load interface program, which is ideally used to load the file to your applications. Then you run your import program, so that you take the file from the interface and which loads into your base tables. Okay. Now, if you see most of the implementation projects, right, they're normally they're like 15 weeks, 20 weeks, right, very short duration, because the data conversion activity is very less compared to your other EBS or other ERP products, right? Now, apart from that, let's assume you have integration. Maybe it can be your 3PL, maybe third-party logistics, where the customer is using order management for only order entry, and all the fulfillment is done by other vendor, or it can be a third-party logistics, 3PL, right? In that scenario, now he's going to send all the on-hand balances, inventory transactions on a daily basis or on an hourly basis. Now you can load those transactions to applications. can load those applications, transactions into applications using FPDIs or web services. So Oracle has the capability. In case if you want to integrate, you can integrate, and in case if you want to move the data, you can load it into application using FPDIs, spreadsheets, all your web services. Now next is integrations, right? Now coming to integration, now you can integrate with your multiple systems. Maybe let's say, for example, now the customer is using online portals for capturing online orders. Okay, customers normally what they do, they go to portal or websites and they place the order. Those are called as online orders or web orders. Apart from that, uh, the business is also having retail stores, maybe. Okay, and they use point of sale systems where they have their own systems for walk-in customers, right? Now, apart from that, they may also have different tool to capture the, let's say, tele orders, right? Now, these are different channels from where the customers can place an order. Now, these orders can be integrated to your cloud applications. Okay. Once these are integrated, you have an option. You can fulfill the orders from cloud applications, or maybe the customer is business is using a third-party logistics, or all the fulfillment is done by different company. Then you are going to streamline, or you're going to send all those orders to those third-party systems. So you can integrate multiple systems. It can be a upstream and downstream system. So it's very flexible, and you can decide which orders will be going to which warehouse, and which orders will be going to which third-party logistics for fulfillment systems. And you can have back and forth status update, and you can check the restrictions, and you can put the orders on pause. There are a lot of features. We'll see those features when we start order management. Yeah? Then you have UI, user interface. Coming to user interface, you can change the themes, you can change the backgrounds, you can change the icons, you can change the text. Okay, so there are a lot of things you can change on the Fusion application UI for your campaign, right? Now let's assume, now in case if the company wants to publish something on the screens, what they can do, they can create a page, or they can create a image, and they can post it on the UI so that it's visible to everybody. Okay, so it's like user friendly. You can change your own wallpapers and things. The product is very flexible. In the sense, it's very easy to adopt, and it's easy to learn also. Okay? And it's easy to implement. And you can use this product, and or you can access this cloud applications on mobiles as well as tablets. It's a user friendly. Right? Then the product comes with that seeded videos and analytics. So rather than going to each and every sales order or purchase order or inventory transactions, you want to have a view where you can view the information using the charts, or pie charts, or graphs, right? So Oracle comes with these analytics tools which help you to understand where is your business and how is your business contributing, right? Now, how many sales orders will ship? How many orders are on hold? How many orders are due for shipment? Or how many purchase orders are not yet received? How much is my inventory on and balance currently? All right. How many shipments are waiting for receiving? So these are all the information that you want to know as part of the business, rather than going to each and every transaction. On the dashboard, you want something that helps you to understand your business. So Oracle came up with infolets, concept called as infolets. So using infolets, what you can do, you can look at the screen and you can understand your business data. Okay? So these are called as analytics. So coming with latest release, this 13, they came with a lot of infolets, so that when you go to any module, maybe it can be inventory, purchasing, or order management, you'll see the infolets, which shows the data in graphical format and chart format, so that looking at that, you'll understand how much is the data which has been shipped or received, or what is the value of the data. Okay. Any questions? Any questions?
Hi, this is Pradeep. I have a quick question on the social platform.
Yes.
Can we also expose this to the third-party network? Like, say, for example, if I want to collaborate my suppliers, okay, like, if I have any questions on any of the shipments or like on any of the PO status, can I just like, collaborate with them as well?
Right. Now, Oracle Social Network works with collaboration when you use the Oracle product itself. Now, let's say, for example, in case you want to communicate with your supplier, right? So in that scenario, you should implement Oracle Supplier Portal, Fusion Supplier Portal. What happens when you implement Oracle Supplier Portal? Supplier will be given an access, login credentials, and it'll be on Oracle Cloud. And at the same time, you as a buyer or a supplier administrator, you will be on cloud and you can start the conversation.
Okay. Okay. So there has to be a, like, the respective module implemented. Say, for example, if I take the communication with the supplier, so then the equivalent of iSupplier, like, need to be implemented in order to communicate or expose or like collaborate with the suppliers into my network. You mean?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, right.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. All right.
Hello.
All right. Yes.
Hey, Praveen.
Yes.
In the last screen, you said reports, right?
Yes.
So this reporting, and you said the coding has to be done to fetch the data.
I have a question also.
So this coding, is it the same PL SQL functions, procedures, triggers, or something different?
It's the same thing. Select start from Q orders, correctors, or table. It's the same table names. I mean, little bit table names are different, but it's the same PL SQL what you're going to use.
Okay. Okay. So how well is cloud going on? Because is it most of the customers in US are not using it. So would it take some more time, or does it is it have all the functionalities what a company needs, or it takes some more time to get all even complex functionalities also in cloud?
Starting with the release 11 and 12, there were some challenges in terms of including cloud because of the order management and manufacturing was not fully implemented. Right, but now coming with release 13, the latest release, there are a lot of features which are got updated and they got introduced, right? So now it's really picking very well, and most of the customers, if you see, the mid-level customers are using cloud because see they cannot afford a lot of investment, right, in terms of IT, right? So those customers are very much interested to implement the cloud applications. Apart from that, there are a lot of big customers also using cloud. Now I can possibly say that it's picking up very well.
What are the 5 customers in US who are the top customers of cloud?
Now, if you see in UK, you have spec servers. They are using cloud applications. And now, in case if you want to know who are implementing cloud, right? Now let me.
Because end of the day, after the training, we have to focus there. And if there are no clients, then I know ERP, there are hundreds and thousands of clients, but cloud, who is implementing and who has already done it?
Now, if you see, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Now, if you see here, right, cloud.oracle.com. In case if you want to know the reviews, or in case if you want to know who is moving towards cloud and what is the advantages, you can go to this website, cloud.oracle.com, which gives more information as who is implementing. Okay, Kenya Airlines. You see here, it says Panasonic and McKinsey. These are some of the customers which are listed.
These are US or worldwide?
These are, I think, these are US, I guess. Yeah, they should be US.
US.
1 second.
Hello?
Yes?
I had a question. Is an EBS background required for this class?
Not actually. To be honest, this product itself is built based on multiple products, right? So then the terminology, little bit of terminology is related to EPS, but I don't think so because unless you have some ERP background, they should definitely help you.
I mean, I have a
mandatory that you
PeopleSoft
should have
background.
that.
I have a
Right, see,
PeopleSoft background, so I want to make sure it's compatible with that.
Sure. Now, if you see any business, right, the business process remains the same thing. The way you do the business, placing the order, selling, buying, shipping, maintaining your stock, or doing your cycle counting, whatever it is, the business will remain same. But the way you're
Right,
doing the business,
yeah, I thought so, but I just want to make sure.
right. So the way you're doing your business in terms of using an ERP tool, that may vary. It can be a screens, it can be a navigation, it can be a little bit of terminology. That's the only difference. Now, maybe let's assume, let me give an example. Now, in EBS world or in cloud, we call something called as sub-inventories, meaning where you store your stock in your warehouse. Okay. Now, I don't know what they call in PeopleSoft. It can be something like a sub-locations within your warehouse where you are going to store your stock.
Right. Well, typically in PeopleSoft, a warehouse is an inventory business unit.
Right. So you're saying business unit, right? We don't have a concept of business unit in EBS. We have a concept of business unit in application, cloud application, because this is taken from your PeopleSoft. You got it?
Okay.
So business unit is a new terminology which you will see in Fusion applications, not in EBS world.
Okay, makes sense.
So these are the five clients, Praveen?
Yeah, I'm not able to see this. Okay, at the high level, these are the cloud clients. We can also explore this, right? Okay, I'm just trying to see.
Because yeah, we hardly see. To be very frank, I'm in US for almost over a decade. We do not see much supply chain. Maybe one or two max. Even in DICE, if you search for supply chain cloud, you may get two or three, right, Praveen? So the whole point is it a good idea to go to ERP supply chain or a cloud supply chain, given a chance, the scope, the number of clients, and the chances of, making, a career. Where is it better? So that's a big decision one should take before they do.
Now, if you see, there are a lot of customers who are definitely implementing cloud. It's very picky. I'm just trying to pull out the list. Okay. Now, if you see this one, okay, see this, the customer storage. These are the customer success stories. If you see, these are top 10 list. I'm taking the customers. Yeah. And again, you have.
I know one customer. This is Pradeep again. Actually, recently, Xerox has implemented for one of their business the procurement. Only the procurement again. And I also know I'm an experienced EBS consultant too, and they have it has picked up a lot on the financial side, on the little bit on the procurement, and a little bit on the projects, and then the HRMS side, SCM they call it as, but on the SCM side, it is yet to pick up. That's what I know.
Exactly.
And I also know that actually Basis also I think recently implemented on the SCM. Okay, but again, Xerox I know because I know the company who implemented, and I know the folks.
Okay,
but the SCM side, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Bechtel is implementing cloud. They are implementing that cloud. Bechtel is one of the company who are implementing cloud. I'm in US, and now financials and HR, they're more stable. Now, if you see EBS, right? If you take EBS product, now the integration part is very tough, right? In case if you want to integrate with multiple source systems and your fulfillment systems, it's kind of a little bit of tough understanding how you want to do your order processing. But with cloud, right, if you see most of the mid-sized companies or big companies, they use online portals, web applications, at the same time, there are multiple source channels from where they receive orders. So managing those orders, it's easy in cloud compared to your traditional ERP products. That's where people are more interested in implementing cloud.
The entire, most of the big clients are here, and we have not seen any SCM cloud till date. Whether it is Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, or Brocade, Cisco, everybody is still on. Features are more in ERP, they are more dynamic, they are more proven, right? So, yeah, maybe for smaller.
Yeah, as I said, it's more for the most smaller company. But the thing is that if you see Toyota, if you see on the screen, Toyota is moving towards cloud. That's what it shows here. Because now if you see DICE or any other portal sources, they are looking for more consultants who have experience, at least one implementation experience in order management or maybe manufacturing or planning central. So planning central, it's speaking, but not as fast as or order management.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
And in the Open World conference last year, Larry Ellison said that in software we used to compete with SAP, and now we're competing with Workday. In hardware we used to compete with IBM, and now we're competing with Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon Web Services is a new tool where you can connect with multiple systems using the web services. So, but if you see,
that's on the hardware side, right? It's cheaper to rent from Amazon than to build your hardware. But on the software side, they're competing. They said we're competing with Workday.
Yes, again, see now the competitions and the competitors, it varies, depends upon the new product that you're launching. Now, earlier in EB, when you're using EBS, right, SAP was the major competitor for all, because now everything was on Java based and everything is like form based EBS, but they slightly started moving towards OAF or ADF based, right, in EBS world. But SAP is already on web based application,
yeah,
right? But now we're coming with cloud, right? Now cloud is more advanced than SAP. Comparing these two. But now I know there are a lot of not only just Workday, there are a lot of other ERP products which are a bit cheaper and which mainly focus on a specific area, business area, not on the whole ERP integration. I understand. Now, if you see cloud, they are built for all the business. It can be your HR, human resource, human capital, your finance, your manufacturing, your planning, your product management, warehouse, order management, and procurement. CPC, these are different business areas, business process. Looking at the big picture, they have implemented and integrated everything. But I'm not sure about the Workday calendar, Workday or the Workday product. Now, there are a lot of bits and pieces of ERP products that are available in market, which focus only on a specific business area.
Right. Yeah.
No, I see. It's not about they are tightly completed to a specific product. Now, if you see, let's say for example, if you take a procurement, right?
Yeah.
Now, in market, you may have some product who specially deal with only procurement.
Mm-hmm.
They don't deal. And the other,
there's Coupa.
Yeah, right. So there are a lot of other products. Now, if you see GE use a typical web portal where they only use that portal to create items. They do create items and approve the items, item management when they're creating a new item. Now, the product itself deals with only item that is integrated to your Oracle EBS, for instance. Okay, there are a lot of small products, small ERP products. Their focus is to only do that particular piece of work. Now, ODM, Oracle got this ODM product, right? Same way, now they're specialized in one particular business area.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions before I move to the
So-
course content? Yes, go ahead.
Which client you implemented cloud, Praveen?
Yeah, I'm a freelancer, so I implemented order management. I've implemented purchasing and inventory.
Of a cloud, huh?
Yeah, cloud VM implemented.
In India or abroad? Oh, yes.
UK and US.
One question on the mobile application. So there are like inbuilt apps also, is it, like based upon the business processes or on any of the reporting and or for the if I want to create a PO or approve a PO and things like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, my question is on the mobility. I think there is a on the first slide you had
Right.
like, so there are already an inbuilt applications like mobile apps, like where you can just start using them if you implement cloud.
Now, when you say access on mobile applications and tablet, is that it's user friendly, and it's only like you have to paste the URL and you open your applications. Where you can, in case if you want to use the EBS, right, it's not compatible on mobile as well as tablets. But whereas EBS cloud applications, right, it's compatible. The screen itself is compatible, and you can play around, you can place the orders, you can view all the information. Okay, now let's say, for example, if you're a salesperson, right?
I got what you mean. So whatever we can do in the desktop, like I can do the same thing in the
perfect.
Whatever, like iPad or whatever it can be, like probably supported by Apple devices or Samsung or whatever platform it is, like Android or. So, okay.
Right, it's compatible. The screen itself is compatible, and you can access this on applications.
Okay. Both Android and iPhones, is it? Right?
Yes. But and nowadays, most of the people they're using tablets to access this product. Now, if you see all the salespersons, right? Salespersons or HRs, what they do, they use these applications rather than use desktops.
Yeah. Okay.
And another thing, when ERP is good, Praveen, ERP is going good. Why was the cloud coming in? Is there a reason? What are the reasons?
See, now this part of your innovations and better product they want to give, right? Now, everyone is moving to clouds. Why they want to move to clouds? Again, they want to have a web-based portal or a product which helps them to focus more on the customer base rather than putting money on your infrastructure or on your technology, right? Now, with the traditional EBS, what happens? Now, there is a cost involved. Again, you can go with cloud, but second thing. But now, there are a lot of features which are introduced in cloud. That's the only reason why companies are moving towards cloud. First of all, it's a web-based application you can access anywhere. Second thing, I mean, you don't have to put a lot of money in infrastructure. The collaboration is simple and easy. It's user-friendly, and there are a lot of innovative tools which helps you to focus more on the customers so that you can build your business rather than focusing on the technology side.
Only thing is it's not proven, so we will be the first guys to implement supply OM and inventories and all these things. Looks like, right? Order to cash, procure to.
No, can you come again?
Only thing, it's a bit new in supply chain, especially order to cash flow. So that we would be there won't be too many documents on it or too much of research on it. So we will be the first guys. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. It's already implemented. Most of the customers are using, and it comes. See, if you see any business process. Now let's assume inventory. Let's take an inventory, right? Now in inventory, now there are a lot of dashboards which are introduced. On top of that, let's say in case if you want to use the data conversion activity, data load, it's very easy. Building your reports on the fly, it's easy. Let's say, for example, now in case if you want to have a scenario where you want to classify your on-hand quantity. Maybe let's say if it is now you have an item and you want to monitor that item. Now let's say if it is more than 100, you want to give it a green color. If it is let's say below 50, you want to give it a orange color. If it is below 10, you want to give it a red color. Just for example, okay. Now, in case if you want to build something like this to monitor your items, stock management, you can do that on the fly. Rather than going and checking each and every record, what is my current business or what is my current stock, what is the current item information. I can build something like this logical data so that at least looking at that, I can take an action on that. Right?
I have another question. So, in the a lot of companies have gotten rid of the whole order to cash, and now it goes straight quote to cash. So everything is online, and there's an integration with CRM.
CRM, right? Civil CRM, cloud CRM, cloud.
Right, basically, yeah, cloud CRM. So it's basically quote to cash, right? You get code, and then you they accept the code, all that stuff, the quote to cash. So is that something that you're covering in this course?
No, code is not covered as part of this course curriculum. We start with the sales itself.
Okay, and when you say sale, what do you mean, like a counter sale?
It can be any sales order. It can be order coming from your web applications or order coming from your FBDs or creating a manual sales order.
Okay.
Starting from sales order creation, it's order entry process, then you have pricing, scheduling, then your order fulfillment.
So you know ERP also, I think, right? You're good in ERP also, Praveen?
Yeah, I worked on EBS products too.
So, frankly speaking, if a person has a doubt, what would you suggest? ERP, which has got say 500, 600 clients in US, or cloud, which has 5, 6 clients in, let us assume. So your go will be suggesting ERP or cloud?
Cloud, definitely cloud, because that's the next generation product. Now, if you see EBS now, they started with they are right now in 12.2.6. I guess that's what I'm not sure now. But cloud at the same time they're moving at the rapid speed, so that they can bring in most of the business process into the cloud applications.
And another thing is, since it is a small package and not much customization, it's a vanilla kind of a product, right, Praveen? So
see, the approach, right, when you go for implementation project in traditional EBS, what happens? You have multiple phases. EBS is right, say you have CRPs, SIDs, UATs, and live, and there is a separate phase for data conversions activities, right? But if you see, and there's a reason most of the ERP products, right, EBS products, right, unless if it's just a vanilla implementation, it's a huge project duration for implementation. But when it comes to cloud, right, it's very rapid. Now everything is automated. Most of the things, you don't have to wait for any technical person to do something. As a functional consultant, right, the moment you're onboarded, you can start building the product itself. In the sense, you start your configurations, you can do everything on the fly. In case if you want to change something, you can change on the fly, right? Now, most of them are like build and test models, where you build something, you showcase the product, showcase the application, then you, in case if it is okay, then you implement it further. Or in case if it is not okay, then you make some changes to the configurations and you can test it. Okay, it's like a build and test models. Hello? There's any other questions?
So Praveen, in case if we need any customization in our processes, right? So is that compatible to write a custom code and ensure that we need to enhance the custom functionality here? Say how we do that in EBS. Generally in EBS we used to write like a custom solution, right? Like MD50s, and then we do custom coding, and then we need to or else if there is a requirement we can build some interfaces, right? So will this cloud compatible with that kind of implementations?
Now you have SaaS and PaaS. Okay, SaaS is software as a service. What is SaaS? SaaS is nothing but now you buy a product, you use it, and you pay for the product. Just like Skype or any other applications that we download from the Play stores, right? So what you do, you download that and you pay for whatever you have used. Those are SaaS models. Now, in case if you are implementing a SaaS model, what happens? You don't customize anything. Whatever the product is having the features, you just use it and you pay it based on the features that you have enabled, right? And in case if you want to go for customization, again customization, I don't know what exactly you mean customization. Building a new page is a customization, okay? Or integration between two different systems.
Say for example, like for example, like if you take a big clients, right? Say like G or some, they do have a different legacy systems, or they do have a different processes. Oracle may not fit complete, like processes, right? So in general, as part of EBS, we used to do a lot of customizations, right? Maybe like integrations with the legacy systems towards the EBS, right? There's a common thing we will do in implementation. So in case if we are going to implement the cloud for such big customers, so how cloud is positioned in the market, like when it comes to that kind of customers implementation?
Right, integration that's what I'm telling you. Now integration, when you say integration, basic integration with other source systems and planning systems or your fulfillment system, that's part of the cloud applications. That's compatible, that you can do that. Now, as I said earlier, now most of the companies, they have at least one or two source systems. It can be online portal, or it can be any retail store systems where they connected to this cloud. Apart from that, in case if they do the order fulfillment or shipping from their warehouse, they use cloud. Or in case if they want to reduce the data load, or in case if they want to go for the outsourcing of the fulfillment, what they do, they typically outsource the whole shipping process to different company. It can be UPS or FedEx, or it can be any other 3PL, third-party logistics. In that scenario, you can integrate. So you can use web services and you can integrate with multiple source systems, multiple third-party systems. But in case if you want to build something, everything from scratch, let's say for example, now you have a custom page that you want to build, so that you want to capture something, then you can go for PaaS, platform as a service, where you can build a new page and you can customize the page and you can integrate that to your cloud applications. But apart from that, in case if you want to capture some additional information, you have EFFs, extensive flex fields, you have DFFs, and you have extra information you can store there.
Okay.
No, but this is Pradeep. Like again, there can be a requirement, right? Like we also do a lot of extensions within the EBS also. Like, so for example, couple of examples if I want to give is like workflow approvals. Okay, like with the way it does kind of Oracle, even in the Fusion also, if it provides and if it is not meeting my requirement, and if I want to customize the workflows, okay, or like if there is a standard functionality and I want to build something on top of within that, okay, as a business step, okay, before I take it forward to the next, okay. So how do we handle those things?
You're talking about the only
not specific to workflow. I mean, I just workflow as an example. Okay.
Right.
Any other business processes you can consider. Okay. I'm not talking the integration. I know what integration means. I'm not talking the integration to the third-party applications from cloud to any other applications. Okay, both inbound or outbound. Okay, within the cloud. Okay, if I want to customize any specific functionality. Okay, like workflow is one example. Okay. So how do we do that? Or if I want to tweak the data, if any specific, like so for example, if I get an order from the third-party system, okay, and then once the order comes, okay, I want to go to a specific status, okay, or if I want to populate the data with the way I want once the order is imported, okay. So how do we do that?
Right, those kind of things are available as part of your seeded functionality. Now, if you see, I'll focus on these two areas which you have raised, right? Now, let's say workflows. Let's talk about workflows. Now, in EBS, if you want to do something, you have to customize the whole workflow. Though you have a position view approval, requisition approval, but in case if you want to change something, you have to open the workflow and you have to change based on the customer requirement. But now Oracle came up with a new attributes. There are a lot of attributes based on that you can drive your approval process. Okay, now that can be done. That's not a customization. That's a seeded functionality. You select what is the attribute and when and where and how you want to drive your workflow. That can be done. Those are standard product features. You don't have to customize for that. Then coming to your let's say order management, right? for instance. Now, as I said, you want to play with the order in the sense you want to put the order on hold or pause, or you want to change the different status. Again, you have a lot of seeded status, and Oracle has different flows also. Now you can drive the order flow in such a way that now let me give you an example. Now let's assume now you're creating a sales order. Now you want the customer the business requirement is that once the order is created, now you want to call it different third-party applications, maybe for checking the credit history of the customer, for instance. Okay, this is a different portal where they maintain all the credit history of the customer. Now you can send some information to the third-party credit history portal, and you put the order on pause. Okay, you wait for the acknowledgement. Once you get the acknowledgement, then you can progress the order. So that you can put the order on wait, pause, or waiting or pause, so that at least you can decide when you want to proceed the order, progress the order also. Okay, that kind of functionality is available in cloud. I don't know if I have answered your question or not, but at the high level,
no, I think probably we can move forward in the interest of the time.
Yes, right.
Sure,
right.
like still there could be like a lot of requirements which can't be built through standard products for sure. Like that's where that's why we do the customization. But I think I can understand the limitations of the products too. But we can move forward.
Right. It's again now looking at the major customer requirements. These ERP products are built and developed, right? Now, if you see a typical retail industry or a manufacturing or any other companies, right? They may have their own homegrown systems, custom product, right? So Oracle cannot build everything in the cloud for one customer. So they take the major customer requirements or best practices, then based on the market analysis, they build the products. So what the customers may be using, it can be a 1% of the majority of the customers. So that's the reason they build these bugs, or they put most of them are bugs. And in case most of the customers are asking for the same requirement or functionality, then they develop that as part of their new release, or they just come up with patches. All right.
Again, Praveen.
Yeah.
The shelf life, if I go to a client and since it's a smaller vanilla product kind of, maybe in 2-3 months max we finish the implementation, and thereafter I think we have to move on. So this is a kind of shelf life is less, if I'm not wrong, as compared to ERP, which can run for years, 2 years, 3 years, then all those stuffs. So
because in EBS you always have enhancements going on, right? It can be a report, it can be a small requirement it can be a configuration, whatever it is. So you always have enhancements in EBS, but whereas in cloud, right? Again, it depends how they want to implement the product. Do they want to implement it big bang in the sense they want to implement everything in one shot, all the 5 modules, or do they just want to implement basic PIM or basic inventory management or procurement? Okay, these are the vanilla implementations. Or in case if they want to go with a high level or detail requirement gathering, then they want to implement, they can do that. Again, as I said, 3 months is the shortest duration in case if they were just using a basic vanilla implementations.
Praveen, I think what the fellow said was accurate, and I think I've also heard that because cloud, the expectation of a consulting company or clients is that you won't do 1 module, but you have to do 2 modules, and the projects are much shorter.
Can you repeat that? What you said?
I was saying, what that guy said about the projects being short. That's absolutely true, because there's no customization allowed in the cloud. So the projects are shorter, and on top of that, you not only have to. The other thing is, the other downside is you have to do 2 modules, not just 1.
2 modules, like?
Yeah. So the expectation is, so for example, if I'm doing inventory, I won't just do inventory. I'm not just an inventory consultant. I have to do inventory and purchasing together, both.
Right.
Just to give you an example.
Right. It depends, right? What is that you are really implementing? Now, let's assume, in case if you are going for a client and he wants to do just a warehouse management, in the sense you want to just maintain the item information and you want to maintain the stock information. This is the only thing what he's going to do. Let's assume that's his business. He doesn't want to implement procurement or order management. In that scenario, there is no need for you to implement purchasing. Right? You are going to pay for what you are going to implement, what you are going to use. In case if you want to use, in case if you want to go for procurement, you want to use buying process, then what you do? You have to implement basic PIM and basic inventory too.
Yes, but Praveen, I mean, when clients implement this stuff, when they allocate capital and budget for this thing, they just don't do one thing, right? They're going to say, okay, if I'm going to implement the cloud, I'm going to implement this suite. I'm going to say, I won't just do one modules. I'll just do like a whole suite of modules, whatever this financials, maybe I'll do financials. I've never heard of any ERP guy saying I'm going to just do one module, general ledger.
No, that's what I'm telling you. So now, in case if the companies are implementing cloud, what they'll do, they may implement first. Let's say they'll implement HRMS, then they go for financials. Okay, then they go for, let's say for example, inventory and procurement or inventory or order management. For instance, I'm saying, or in case there are a lot of companies which also implement inventory OMP also and financials.
Yeah,
it depends upon the roadmap how they want to build. That's internal decision, right? Or what they want, in case if they want to just start using cloud applications and use the basic functionalities, right? Then they start implementing basic features. It can be creating a sales order and maintaining the stock, maintaining the item information, creating a AR invoice, or creating a purchase order. Basic stuff, not collaborating with your suppliers or not implementing the full phase of your other models. Once they start using the as I said, once you start implementing, I mean, as I said, 3 months is the shortest duration. That's what I can say. When implementation, in case if you are implementing cloud, once that is done, it again depends. In case customer has a requirement to implement any other module, then they're going to implement that. Okay, it's going to be an ongoing process, or else you're done with that consulting product.
Right, and I don't know what the pricing is now, but when I checked a couple of months back, last year end of the year. They were offering licensing for financials cloud for $600 per user per year, minimum 10 users.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's based on the users and what is the product that you're implementing.
Yeah, so I'm saying all of financials you could get for $600 per user per year. So that was a very cheap price, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the user and what is that you're going to implement.
You know what the supply chain cloud pricing is, by any chance?
No, I'm just trying to open that. What is the latest cloud pricing? So I don't want to get into detail about this because now everything is in. If you see, okay, okay, this is order management pricing. If you see. Now you can go to this website and you can verify the pricing. You can check all the pricing information. Yeah. Users, 3 users, 1 user. Okay, these are the numbers for order management. Same in case you can query for the other products, other cloud products. Guys, let me go ahead with this course content. Okay, so that at least we know, so that at least I want to show you what is it it's going to cover as part of the course curriculum. All right. Okay. So coming to Fusion, we'll start with Functional Setup Manager. FSM, it's called as in short, FSM Functional Setup Manager, which is the heart of Fusion applications, where you use that module to do all your configurations. All right. Then we'll see what is the role, what are the different roles that are available in Fusion applications. Right. Then we'll move on to PIM, product information management, where we'll see how to create items. What is the root item class? Okay, how do you create templates? How to create catalogs? Okay, basic item prerequisites to create an item. Then we move on to inventory management, where we'll see how to create locations for inventory organizations. We'll see enterprise structure, how to create your business unit, what is a business unit, what is inventory organizations, item organizations, sub-inventories, locators. Okay, that's part of your enterprise structure. Then we'll see how to create workday calendars for manufacturing purpose and your planning. Then we'll see organization parameters, unit of measurements, new item request. It's a new feature, new item request, where you're going to use that for item creation purpose. Then coming to material management, we'll see how to perform your inventory transactions, how to move the material from one location to the other location. It can be a sub-inventory, it can be your organizations, all right? And how to perform your inventory adjustments, miscellaneous receipt, miscellaneous issues, and your account aliases. Okay. Then coming to your inventory controls, where you have lot control, serial control, release division control, and your locator control. How do you use that? When do you use that? And what are the functionalities of those controls? Then we'll see inventory replenishment, min-max planning, and how to load items using FPDA process. So we have a separate session on FPDA, file-based data import, where we'll see how to load the data to applications using file-based data import. And we also have a desktop integrator, where we'll see how to load the data using spreadsheets. Yeah. Then coming to procurement, we'll do the basic configuration for a procurement, and we'll see the approval process and approval process, and how to create a purchase order, how to create a requisitions, how to create blanket purchase agreements, creating a supplier sites or tax. Then we'll see tab transaction accounting builder, which is a new feature for all your accounting purpose. Okay. Then we'll move on to purchasing, again, as I said earlier, supplier creation, supplier sites, okay, payment terms, unit of measurements, carriers, FOBs. These are the tasks under Fusion purchasing. Okay. And how to create a DFFs, EFFs, okay, how to create a buyer or agent, okay, how to configure your other classes, UN numbers, ASLs, approved supplier list, right? And working on the purchase orders, blanket purchase agreements, contract agreements, how to amend, how to update, how to cancel, or how to change your purchasing documents, okay? How to create your AP invoices. Okay? Then coming to order management, we'll see how to configure the basic order management flow. Okay, then we'll start with parameters, profiles, then we'll move on to configurations that are related to exclusively on the order management. There are common configurations and order management setups that are related to order management. Then we'll see how to create a customer, how to create a pricing, what are the different functionalities of pricing, how to create a price list, how to create promotions, discounts, how to create holds, how to create process constraints, defaulting those, okay, how to do the orchestration process, how to create the pick wave, or how to create the configure your whole shipping process. Okay. Then coming to cost, how to create a cost, and receivables, how to create invoice, what are the setups that are required to create invoice in using receivables, right? As I said, this is your first topic, functional setup manager FSM. Okay, so where we'll see what is the features of FSM, what is the implementation project, what is an offering, what is an option, okay, how to start your implementation project, what are the different ways to implement cloud application projects, okay, how to check the status of the project, okay, what is how to use the configuration packages. Then we have roles, role-based access control. Fusion application is driven everything based on roles. In EBS, it's responsibilities, but whereas in Fusion, it's role-based access control. This is the course curriculum. We'll start tomorrow with FSM, Functional Setup Manager. I'm going to show you the basic navigation, basic features on the navigation. What are the features? What are the concept on the UI? Then we'll move on to Functional Setup Manager. Okay, guys, any questions before I find the sessions?
Praveen, this Satish. So Are you going to cover the implementation steps also, or just going through the only setups and those things? So
When you say
if you want to
implementation,
try and implement,
okay, when you say implementation, can you be a bit more detail about that?
after this training, so if you want to work on any implementation of this project, so how can it really help us? Because you're covering mostly on this ERP, SCM, and this Fusion SCM. So all are having the same setups, right? The same navigation and those things. How it will differ from that and this? And are you going to cover any steps how we can do an implementation or something like that?
No, I didn't get you. What is implementation? See, now when we start doing the configurations, right, we'll take a case study where we will take a business and where the company is operating into manufacturing or selling and buying and maintaining their stock. Let's assume. So what we'll do, we'll start with the enterprise structure, then we'll create items, then we'll create purchase orders, we'll do inventory transactions, we'll create order management, we'll create sales orders, and we'll ship it and we'll invoice the customers. This is the high level. These are the flows at the high level which will be covered as part of the course curriculum. Is that what you're looking, or are you looking for finding it? What is implementation? In a sense, what are the different phases of implementation in cloud, or is it like what will be part of your implementation?
No, this after this training. So how can we go to the market? That's what I'm looking actually. So we
Okay,
have to sell ourselves. Yeah.
perfect. So after this course, see now you, I don't know. That's how you want to prepare your resume, but at least now, in case if you want to apply for the jobs for cloud, we have to make sure that we are hands-on on applications. At the same time, we know what is application terminologies, concept, what is the difference between ERPs, and how you do certain order flows or cycles or business process in applications. So, are you expecting a real-time project, or what is it you're expecting?
Yeah, something relevant to real time. So after this training, so if you want to go to the market, so we have to say something like that. I have hands-on these areas. I have implemented one fusion. Something I have to say, right? Otherwise, it will be just knowledge on this area.
That's what I'm telling you. When during the course curriculum, you'll be doing the hands-on, right? So let's assume we are covering procurement. Now, what you'll do, you're going to do the hands-on for procurement process.
Okay.
So I don't know if for resume making and other things, then you have to talk to the sales team.
Okay. So is it if I put my CV as a functional consultant on SCM Fusion, so whatever course you are covering, it will be sufficient?
Yes, that will be covered.
And one more thing. So what is the major differences between this ERP SCM and the Fusion SCM? Because I can see the purchasing inventory, whatever you are saying, those setups are also available in ERP as well as in Fusion, and the navigation remains same, right?
See, the product itself is different. As I said earlier, EBS is different and cloud is different. These are two different products.
But whenever you're saying that item locators, creating a new invoice, creating a customer, that navigation will be same, right?
Navigation, see, that navigation will be different compared to your EBS. In EBS, you call setup, but whereas here you call as task. And again, some of the terminologies you are familiar with your EBS. Some of them are from PeopleSoft, or it can be JD Edwards or other ERP products.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Praveen, I have one question. So, are we covering product master also as part of this course and global order promising?
Yes, global order promising.
Yeah.
Or PIM. You're asking PIM or
So
global order promising?
So I am asking both. I'm asking about the product master and also the GOP.
Can you repeat your question again?
So I said, as part of this course, are we gonna cover the product master, and also are we covering global order promising?
Your voice is breaking. Okay, see, product master, yes. Product management, that's part of your course curriculum. And global order promising, yes. How to create ATP rules, how to do the ATP assignments, how to do the sourcing assignments, sourcing rule creation. Yeah, that's part of your course curriculum, yes.
And what about shipping and receiving? Are we covering that too?
Yeah, that's part of your order fulfillment, right?
Okay, okay. Because you haven't mentioned, so I just want to clear.
Now, if you see here, right, inventory transactions, order. See, when you say order management, pricing and shipping are part of the components of your order management. And when we say inventory, right, we are creating your inventory purchase orders, right? We'll also do the receiving of the purchase orders.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions,
Hi,
guys?
Praveen. Yeah, one more question from my side. Like on the order management side, like we were just discussing the standard type of orders, or like anything on the variations, like a CTO type or PTO type, and a fulfillment set type, things like that. I don't know the details.
Now, as coming to your order flows, right? We'll have standard order where you create the order, pick the order, ship the order, invoice the order. Then you have only ship only orders where you typically ship the products but you don't invoice the customer. Then you have bill only order where you directly invoice the customer. Okay, there might be some orders which you don't invoice, which you don't ship. They are only created for your transaction purpose. Okay, and there is a new concept, pausing. To put an order on pause. We'll see how to place an order or put a order on hold for some time, and based on some event you want to progress the order. Okay, so something like that, pausing the order we are going to do. We are going to see a drop shipment and backtrack.
Okay, okay. But how about the ATO type, ATO, PTO? I mean, is it those functionalities are still there in the Fusion?
Yes,
or?
yes. ATOs, yes, ATO is there, PTO series are there, but we are not going to do the deep dive of what color creation. That's part of the manufacturing, but at least I'm going to show you the concept. What is the concept of ATOs? How do you create your items using PIM? Those item structures, part of the course.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions?
And also on the GOP side, sorry, on the GOP side, so you will kind of like run through the cycle, like like kind of like if I want to get the ATP date, okay, so like how we are going to validate that particular date from the planning output.
Right. See, what we'll do, we'll create a new item and we'll put some stock. We'll do the inventory transactions so that we'll increase the stock, and we'll do the ATP setup as part of these are part of your GOP setup, global order policy, and we'll use the sourcing rule assignments so that what happens when you run the collection program, system will default the dates, and in case if there is no stock, system will tell you there is no stock. This will be part of your order management, order entry process, scheduling.
And Praveen, I have a question. So the instance which you're gonna create these items and you're talking about, creating some stock, right? Is that going to be a SaaS environment, or
Yes.
you have your own path?
SaaS.
SaaS, okay. So in this training, we are not gonna cover anything. I mean, the customizations which can be done in PaaS instance, right?
No, that's customizations. We're not. So again, customizations. When you say customizations, are you referring to developing a new page or integrating?
Right.
What is it?
Right, adding a new page and.
Okay, that's not part of the course because you have a different license product for that PaaS. We're not going to do that.
Okay, okay. Just want to get clarified on that.
Yeah, that would be more of a technical side, how you want to develop that.
Okay.
Praveen, how about custom fields or flex fields? Does that
Yeah,
come
that
under
will be
customization only?
no, that's not a customization. Now it's only capturing additional information on a page. It can be a sales order
Okay.
page, or it can be a purchase order, or inventory, or shipping, wherever it is, right?
Is from the deployment perspective, is there any restriction or limitation on the number of flex fields?
Now you can have your flex fields again. You have extension flex fields, you have BFF, you have key flex fields too. Again, we have some what are the best practices, how to implement or configure these things. So we'll talk in detail about those things, but there are some limitations on that too. Number of characters, or in case if you are deploying, if you are deleting what happens, in case if you don't want to use those flex fields. So what are the best practices?
And I have another question, more from real life business scenario when it comes to actually implementing or deploying the project. How does this master data collection process take place? Because I see there must be requirement of lot of master data, so maybe it be suppliers or the order related chart of accounts, etc.
Okay.
So is there any particular phase where customer provides their master data in these spreadsheets?
Right. As I said earlier, now we have FBDA templates, file-based data imports, right? Now you can give these spreadsheets to client, and he's going to fill the data. And let's say you have 50 fields. Out of 50 fields, you don't have to enter all those 50. Some of them are optional. Some of them are derived from the application itself, based on the dependency configurations.
Okay. No, but if any new master data, it's if it is getting created into backend ERP system, may it be EBS or SAP, and if you want to import that into Fusion Cloud, and what is the process? All that we need to do to export that spreadsheet from backend ERP system and again import into Fusion. That is the process.
It again depends. That's what I'm telling you. See, in case, let's say for example, for first time you are going to load using FBDs, right, as part of your data conversion activity. But those are called as your history data. But now going forward, let's say for example, now you see when you are going to have a data, when you want to keep that product still alive, once you implement Oracle or cloud also, right? Now your cloud applications, at the same time you're having a different legacy system where you're saying you are using that to create a supplier, for instance, or customer, for example, customer you're using. So in that scenario, you want to bring that customer information to your cloud. So there are two ways you can use. If you want that to be online, then you are going to use web services.
Web services,
If you want, right. In case if you don't want to use online, and maybe you want to wait for let's say 50 records, then you want to manually move that to cloud, then you can use FBDA.
FBDI.
FBDI, file-based data template, spreadsheet templates.
Is that automated process, FBDI, or it's a manual process?
Manually, yes. You have to upload the file to the applications and you can load that. It's a manual process. Again, you can also automate this process. Now, maybe let me give an example. Now, as I said earlier, in case the company is implementing cloud and they also have 3 third-party logistic systems, and our third-party logistic systems, what they'll do, they'll ship the products, okay, on a daily basis. And what they'll do, they'll send a batch, maybe on a daily basis, maybe every fortnight they'll send a batch saying that these are all the orders that got shipped. They don't want, in case if the customer doesn't want to have a sync of these two applications, they are more focused on the shipment in 3PL. At least they want to just get those orders that are in 3PL to cloud, so that they can have the sync of the on-hand stock. So what they'll do, they're going to take the batch and they're going to use web services to automate the process. Or you can just directly load the two applications using manual FBDA. Again, FBDA, it can be automated or it can be manual.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
As I said, Amazon Web Services, as I said earlier. Now you can take this file and put you can put that in AWS, and the system will pick the file from AWS and it will create the transactions for you, so that you don't have to do anything. Everything is automated.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Praveen, so you would be giving the materials and navigation for practice?
Yes, we'll share that.
Like a document kind of where, you know, we can sit even after a week or 1 month, we can go step by step and create orders and, you know, invoice them. That document is there. You will be sharing, right?
I have to check on the documentation, but at least the training recorded
Navigation.
videos
What
will
we
be
call,
part of your course curriculum.
So what we call as navigation, because this is look and feel is going to be entirely different. So even smallest tab we don't find, then again the whole day gets wasted. So if you have step by step, you know, go here, enter customer, enter PO, enter bill to, enter ship to, then blah blah, then you submit, then create, you know, that makes life easier. So hopefully that we have, right?
Yeah, we'll cover as much as possible.
Okay.
Hi, Praveen, Madhu here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what do you suggest, like if a person is completely fresher and going for, I mean, is it a right decision to go for Oracle Fusion Cloud, I mean, without a prior experience on EBS or any other ERP products?
Now if you see, let's forget about ERP products. Now let's say he's working in a warehouse as a manager. Okay, he controls all the stock management, item management. He is responsible for material management, counting, cycle counting, or physical inventory. He knows the business idea. He's not familiar with any product. He knows the business. Now, in case if he knows business, right, it's easy for them to move on to cloud. Listen, they can adopt this, and it's easy to understand the concept. But in case if you don't know what is stock, what is material management, what is accounting, what is a purchase order, it will be very tough. Okay, anyway, we are giving it. We'll talk about in depth of what is purchase orders, order management. But it would be easy for him in case if you have a business background.
Okay, okay. So every day we will be getting a recorded video session, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, why I'm asking, like, in case if I, you know, if I miss a class, like to cover up that, like, we can go through the video.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what would be the timings? I mean, standard timings for the regular classes?
7:30. Start with 7:30.
Okay, daily 1 hour or 1.5 hours, or it depends upon the topic.
See, ideally we are keeping this to 1 to 1.5 hours. It depends upon the topic and the discussions.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Guys, any other questions?
Yeah, I have one question on. So what's the release there? You're numbering they're using in a
13.
Fusion.
13. The latest release.
Mm-hmm. So R12 is like is for the EBS. What is R12?
R12 is EBS R12. That is Oracle EBS.
So Praveen, you are going to train us on 13 or 12?
13.
Okay.
It's in latest release.
Okay. Hey, one more question, sir. So what is a hybrid cloud? You mentioned about something about hybrid cloud.
Where you have, see, that's part of more technical, where in case the customer want to go for private cloud, in the sense where you want to segregate, you have shared as well as private, in the sense we are going to pay a little bit more for the private, where there be customer focused more on the server access.
Okay.
So for how many months the server access will be given? Yeah, Madhu here.
What's that?
For how many months like server access will be given after the course?
Okay, that you need to talk to the sales team. I don't have any details about that. I have to check with the sales team for that.
And if you have any questions or support required, how does it work, Praveen?
So now, anything related to the training, I'm available during the course, so you can reach me. I mean, I can take questions, but anything that you need, any support, then you can reach the sales team. They can help you. They can divert the core course. Okay. Any other guys? Any questions?
Praveen, another thing is these are vanilla implementations, right?
Yes, vanilla implementation. Vanilla.
Typically, not much customization or any. So whatever setups are there, we do it. We show them end-to-end flows and come out. If I'm not wrong, that's what you did personally. If you have done it.
No, again, depends. In case if you're going for real-time project, again that depends upon the business, what they have, what is that they require. Based on that, we have implemented. But now, as part of the course curriculum, yes, what we are going to do, we are going to do everything from scratch.
So my question was around basically no client, as far as I have seen in so many years, has a fixed kind of if I go and give an vanilla package, I'm sure that guy will not subside even 50% of his requirement. He would say, no, my PO has to look like this, my order customer details has to have this one and this one, so can you customize it or can you personalize it? I think you know those things. So at every level, I'm sure we will have kind of requirements from business. This is not meeting, I need this, right? So so how do we so there are going to be bounces. If this is if it is a grocery shop, I can understand, irrespective of any grocery shop, you have to just enter all the items and returns and invoice, and it's a standard. Wherever you go, grocery shop, you have the same package. But when we get into the implementation of a financial institution, manufacturing institution, retail institution, oil and gas, and every business is different. Am I right, Praveen? You got what I'm trying to say?
Irrespective of what industry you're into, every business is unique. Right. Again, unique. Every business is unique. Right. The way they do the business may not be the same thing what you are going to implement for different companies. You still have to gather the requirements. You still have to understand the business. But now again, some of the companies, most of them, they use seeded because they doesn't have much complex requirement. Okay, and in case if you feel that there is something that Oracle is not supporting, then we have to see what is the gap, where is the gap, and why, how do we fulfill that gap.
If I can ask, like in your implementation, what were the 3-4 challenges you faced?
In my implementation, see now coming to if you see, let's say order management, for instance, right? In EBS, what you can do, in case if I have to, let's say the customer has a third-party application tool, and they enter all the business rules, or they enter the item information, and they decide if this item, it has to do something, a logical derivation of, it has to give me some information about this. Okay, or it has to ship to certain location, or it has to give this condition-based drive, right? But in Fusion, it doesn't have that. So now they are asking for a custom form. For instance, now that custom form is we cannot do as part of your SaaS model. Then they have to go for PaaS. For everything, some high-level customizations, right? That can be not very flexible when you're using Fusion applications. But whereas in traditional EBS, everything is possible. You can do the form personalization. You can have your own extensions, right? But in case if you want to customize anything, right, workflows or whatever, you can do that. But whereas Fusion, some of them are like complex. Now, if you see your transformation rules, pre-transformation rules, for example, in your order management, which are more or less similar to your order defaulting rules in EPS. Right? Now, the look and feel is not that much user friendly. That's a feedback from the customer, and that's what I feel also as a consultant. So it's very tough to define the rules and play around with those rules. And coming to EFFs again, in case the challenge is that, let's say for example, you have created EFF and somehow you think that you're not going to use that EFF. EFF is nothing but additional fields that you enable at your pages, right? Now somehow you have deleted that page, deleted the field because you don't want to use it. Now what happened? It's a major issue now. You have to bound the instance, or else what happens? You cannot create an order, and you get a lot of errors while creating an order, and no one knows why. Because the thing is that now once it is deleted, still the data is still stored in the directories, and still Oracle is trying to get that information from the EFF. So these are some of the challenges.
Thanks, Brian.
Alright guys, I'll wind the session and catch up tomorrow. I'll start with the functional setup manager. Alright. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen, for your time.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for taking time.